Hey y'all, it's Hayden. Um, Today is the 8th of January, 2019. Happy New Year. Oh God, yeah, it's a terrible camera angle, I know. Um, I graduated high school a couple of days ago, actually on the 2nd. Um, I basically just had two finals to take, and there were two math finals, and I got a 70% on one of them and a 75% on the other, and it feels so fucking good just to be done with high school. Um, yeah, like I was really surprised, when I actually graduated, and I kind of feel like in a state of limbo almost because I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna try to start working more, obviously, but like until I do get on the schedule more, I'm just kind of like, oh shit, what do I do? I don't have school to do, and like I don't want to sit around in the house all day, and yeah. Um, I I honestly never thought that I'd graduate high school, Um, not because like I didn't think that I was smart enough or because I like didn't know enough, but I genuinely thought that I'd be dead at this point in my life, like at the age of 15, I didn't think I was going to make it to the age of 18, and here I am. And fuck, I'm honestly really glad that I'm not. And I know there's not a lot of people out there that can say the same, but I feel really, I guess, fortunate to feel that way, that I'm still glad that I'm alive on most days than not. Um, in 2 days, Elton and I hit a year together, and I can't believe it that we've made it this far. He's a great guy, and it wasn't because of him, but it was because of my own thoughts that I didn't think that I'd date someone for this long, especially so close to when Baxter and I broke up. Um, I thought that maybe I'd just like be a fling, and it'd last for a few months and that's it. But like I'm 2 days away from being with him for a year. Like holy fuck, dude. And I've known him since eighth grade. Like I've known Elton since eighth grade, since before I was even Hayden, and the fact that he still accepts me as Hayden and he doesn't give a fuck about my past self or who I was back then, like I'm really fortunate for that. I'm really fortunate that he doesn't it's as if like pre-Hayden never even existed. Like I'm Hayden, I've always been Hayden, and that's what it is. Um Elton treats me with the respect I deserve and actually apologizes when he does something wrong, which isn't very often. Like, it's not very often, but like if he gets pissed off for something stupid and he like gets angry around me, he knows how it affects me, so he'll actually like apologize for it. Where like with Baxter, he'd get pissed off and then just get pissed off at me for reacting, but it's like I have anxiety, I have PTSD. It's like I almost can't control how I react when people yell around me. It's like I get very I get very anxious. Sometimes I'll cry, I'll break down, like yeah. Um he Elton really is a good guy. Um his mom and I had a conversation a couple of days ago where she told me that she was really thankful that I came into his life. Um and that makes me really happy because his mom really likes me, and she doesn't care that I'm trans, and his stepdad likes me too, and that's super cool because I've never ever had both of like the parents or the guardians or whatever of the person I'm dating like actually like me. With Baxter, I wasn't even allowed in his house because of his grandpa, and then with my boyfriend before Baxter, like both of his significant, I mean, both of his parents just significantly like hated me because like I self harmed and I was emo and whatever. So it it feels really nice to feel, I guess, wanted by his parents, you know? Um, and in 3 days, I hit 6 months on testosterone, and that's fucking wild too, because I feel like it honestly feels like I just started testosterone last month. Um, and I'm super thankful because a year and a half ago I didn't even think I'd start testosterone. And a lot of that I have to be thankful towards Elton because like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started as soon as I did. Because when I started, I didn't have a job, you know, and like or maybe I either just didn't have a job yet or I was like just starting my job or something, but like Elton paid for my first I'm pretty sure for the first like 2 months of my testosterone. And from here on, I pay for it myself because I have a job. I can, you know. But like, I'm really thankful that he even offered, you know. And like, I told him, I was like, no, it's okay, you know. I'll just pay for it. Like, you know, like I'll just start testosterone when I get a job, or I'll ask my mom, you know, and like whatever. And he was like, no, like I got it. It's literally $5. It's $5 for your needles and your syringes. Like, who the fuck cares? It's $5. Big whoop, you know, and like that I guess to me that really showed that like he cared about me and my and how I was doing, you know. Um yeah. Um Christmas was like a week and a half ago or something at this point, and I hope that went well for all of you. Um Me and Elton drove to Issaquah so that we could catch a bus to Seattle to then catch a ferry to Bainbridge so I could see my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin. Um on Christmas Day. So like, oh fuck. My mom was in California seeing my brother and my sister, so she wasn't like here. Um, and it's not like she like abandoned me or anything. And she even asked me like, you don't feel like I'm abandoning you or anything. But and no, I didn't. But it was nice to like be able to spend Christmas Day with like family because otherwise me and Elton wouldn't have done much. Um, it, yeah, it felt really good to be able to see family. And like the day started out super stressful, but like at the end of the day, it was just a meal with my family and this guy that I really fucking love on Christmas, and that's it. You know, like I've I'm not a super religious person, but I've always loved Christmas for the reason of it being like all about family. You know, um, like whether it is like that for people or not, but that's how it's always been for me. You know, like Christmas you spend with your family, you relax, like that's it, you know. My mom usually never worked. I think there was like 1 year she had to work on Christmas because like start she was working Starbucks and Starbucks was like, well, we want to be open for a few hours on Christmas Day, and she was home by like 10 a.m., you know, or even maybe like noon or something. I don't know. Um, it's it's just an excuse, you know, like to see family, whether it be like brothers and sisters you never see, or cousins, or like your dad, you know, like sometimes on Christmas, me, my mom, and Emily, we go down to California and I'll get to see my dad. And that's cool. Like, even though him and I aren't like super close, it's still really cool to be able to see like my father, you know. Um, and that's a whole other video, honestly. Um, and yeah, I know the holidays can be rough for some people, and whether it be Christmas or New Year's or even just the New Year starting and like getting into the whole groove of things, or even just winter, I know that shit can be really hard for people. So I just hope that maybe like in the future, shit gets easier. You know, I feel like that's all you can really hope for is that in the future, life gets a little bit easier for everyone. Yeah. I think that's going to be all for now, guys. See you later.